One investment that could reshape Wrexham's entire future, and the ambition behind it is bigger than anyone imagined. Alright Wrexham fans, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button, because we cover the Red Dragons like nobody else. 3 massive stories today, and trust me, you absolutely need to stick around for the last one. We're talking about Wrexham's future, serious money, and Premier League ambitions that'll blow your mind. Let's get into it. Story 1. Parkinson's racecourse return. Right, first up, Phil Parkinson is buzzing to be back at the Stock Kai race this weekend, and honestly, you can understand why. The Gaffers had a tough week after that 9-game unbeaten run in the Championship got snapped by Hull City midweek. Wrexham are looking to bounce back at home against Watford on Saturday. And here's the thing, the lads have been absolutely solid at the racecourse, 7 matches unbeaten at home in the league. That's the kind of fortress mentality you need when you push in for the playoffs. Parkinson told BBC Sport Wales it's been a challenging stretch, 2 away trips to Preston and Hull back-to-back. The Preston draw felt like 2 points dropped, and then Hull handed them just their 2nd defeat in 15 Championship matches. But listen, Parkinson's not panicking. He's keeping the squad focused, saying they're disappointed, but not getting too low about it. That's leadership right there. The manager's been honest about Wrexham's performance at Hull though. He noted his concerns about the team's lack of energy at the MKM Stadium, which is fair. You could see it wasn't the usual Red Dragons intensity. But there's good news on the injury front. Matty James had a slight knee twist, but he's fine, and everyone's available for selection. Parkinson confirmed he'll likely rotate the squad given the quick turnaround, which makes sense when you're managing a Championship campaign. Wrexham sit within touching distance of those playoff spots heading into Christmas, and getting back to winning ways at home is absolutely crucial. The racecourse has become a proper fortress this season, and Watford are about to walk into an atmosphere that's been missing its team. But that's not the only news coming out of the racecourse.
Here's something genuinely special. Wrexham AFC has just become the first football club to partner with Jack at Work, a mental health platform designed for employee well-being. Jack stands for Just Ask a Question, and this isn't some token gesture. This platform provides on-demand support for mental health, physical health, and workplace challenges. We're talking over 60,000 pre-recorded expert responses, covering everything from financial worries to family challenges to personal health concerns. It's comprehensive support that's available whenever staff need it. Anne-Marie Bradley, Wrexham's head of HR, said the health and well-being of their team is incredibly important, and they want everyone at the club to have easy access to support, whether it's for themselves, their families, or their friends. That's the kind of forward-thinking approach that separates Wrexham from other clubs at this level. And look, this matters beyond just the football side. Wrexham isn't just a club anymore, it's a growing business with staff across multiple departments. The Welcome to Wrexham documentary has shown us that. There are people working in media, hospitality, community outreach, stadium operations. These are real people with real challenges, and mental health doesn't discriminate based on what job you do. Zoe Olcott-Wells from Jack said something brilliant. Mental health doesn't care what team you play for, what badge you wear, or what position you hold. Everyone deserves access to real support and meaningful conversations. The fact that Wrexham is pioneering this in football sends a powerful message. Well-being matters, on and off the pitch. This is Reynolds and McElhenney's influence showing through again. They're not just building a football club, they're building a sustainable organisation that looks after its people. It's another example of Wrexham doing things differently, doing things properly. Now, those were significant stories, but what I'm about to tell you next could completely reshape Wrexham's entire trajectory. This is absolutely enormous.
Right, here we go. This is the story everyone needs to hear, and the implications are staggering. Wrexham announced on Monday that Apollo Sports Capital has acquired a minority stake in the club.
Now, the official details haven't been fully confirmed, but reports suggest the US investment firm has taken just under 10% of the club, based on an overall valuation of £350 million. Let that sink in. 350 million for a club that was in the National League just 3 years ago. But here's where it gets really interesting. Reynolds and McElhenney released a statement saying this money will fund the redevelopment of the racecourse ground and, this is crucial, back their push to reach the Premier League. Not League One anymore, not even just establishing themselves in the Championship. We're talking Premier League ambitions with serious financial backing. Now, what led to this moment? Let's rewind. When Reynolds and McElhenney bought Wrexham in 2020, everyone thought it was a Hollywood vanity project, a couple of celebrities playing real-life FIFA, but they've proven everyone wrong. Back-to-back promotions from the National League through League Two and now competing in the Championship, currently sitting within reach of the playoff positions. The Welcome to Wrexham documentary has generated global interest, turning the Red Dragons into one of the most recognisable clubs in world football. That brand power is exactly what attracted Apollo Sports Capital. But here's what nobody's properly discussing yet. The scale of ambition here is absolutely wild. Former Wales international Nathan Blake went on the Rob and Blakey's Commentary Box podcast and made a prediction that'll have Wrexham fans absolutely dreaming. He said Wrexham will not only reach the Premier League, but will become an established top-flight club, not a yo-yo side, and eventually challenge for a top 6 position. Think about that for a second. Blake is talking about Wrexham competing with the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United for European qualification spots. He compared it to what should have happened with Cardiff, saying Wrexham's trajectory is what every ambitious club should follow. Get promoted, establish yourself, then push for the elite level. Blake called this investment music to the ears of Wrexham supporters, and he's spot on. He admitted that many predicted the Hollywood ownership would blow up in their faces, but after the first year, it became clear this was something different. And it is different. Reynolds and McElhenney aren't treating this like a hobby, they're building something generational. Dean Saunders, ex-Wrexham manager and Wales legend, backed up Blake's assessment. Saunders reckons Wrexham can gain promotion from the Championship, potentially even this season, and praised Reynolds and Mac for their clever approach to running the club. That word matters, clever, because this isn't reckless spending, it's strategic investment. So what happens next? Well, the racecourse redevelopment is already underway, but this injection accelerates everything. The cop stand expansion, improved facilities, potentially increasing capacity beyond 20,000. That's critical for Premier League requirements. But it's also about squad investment. Parkinson needs depth to sustain a promotion push, and now there's capital to back him in the transfer market. Here's the timeline. Wrexham are currently mid-season in the Championship, sitting close to playoff contention. If they maintain this form and add reinforcements in January, a playoff push isn't fantasy, it's realistic. Even if promotion doesn't happen this season, the infrastructure and investment position them perfectly for next year. But let's talk about what this means for the community. Wrexham is a working class town that's seen economic struggles. This club has always been the heartbeat of North Wales, and now it's receiving investment that puts it on par with clubs in much larger cities. Reynolds and McElhenney have repeatedly emphasised they're not here to extract profit, they're here to build something sustainable that the community can be proud of. Now, Wrexham supporters are divided on this. Some fans are absolutely buzzing. They see this as validation that the Hollywood experiment is working and that Premier League football at the racecourse isn't just a dream anymore. Others are more cautious. They remember when other clubs received big investments that didn't pan out, or when rapid growth led to financial instability. There's always that fear of losing the club's identity, of becoming too commercialised. But here's what the media isn't really emphasising enough. This is about more than just Wrexham. If Reynolds and McElhenney pull this off, if they take a 5th-tier Welsh club to the Premier League and make them competitive, it changes the entire football landscape. It proves that with the right ownership, vision and community support, you can challenge the traditional football hierarchy. Clubs like Luton have shown it's possible to punch above your weight, but Wrexham's story is different because of the global platform and the methodical approach. What would you do if you were Parkinson right now? You've got a squad performing beyond expectations in the Championship, owners who back you, and now significant investment coming in. Do you push for immediate promotion, risking burnout, or do you build gradually, ensuring the infrastructure can support Premier League football when it arrives? The comparison to other League One clubs, Wrexham's in the Championship now, let me rephrase. The comparison to Championship clubs who've received investments is fascinating. Look at Birmingham with their American owners, or Burnley with their sustained model. Wrexham's approach feels different because it's not just about football success, it's about building a global brand while maintaining local identity. And here's the revelation nobody's properly connected yet. This investment values Wrexham at £350 million, but if they reach the Premier League, that valuation doubles, maybe triples. Premier League broadcast revenue alone is transformative. We're talking about a club that could genuinely compete financially with established top-flight sides, while still maintaining that underdog narrative that makes them so compelling. Is this the moment that defines Wrexham's next decade? Absolutely. This isn't just about money, it's about ambition meeting opportunity. Reynolds and McElhenney have been clever, as Saunders said. They've grown the club organically, built global support through the documentary, created commercial opportunities, and now they're leveraging that success to attract serious investment. The Red Dragons have come from non-league obscurity to Championship contenders to potential Premier League powerhouses within 5 years. That's unprecedented in modern football. And with Apollo Sports Capital now involved, the resources are there to make it happen. Right, let's recap quickly. Parkinson's ready to bounce back at the racecourse after that Hull defeat. Wrexham is leading the way in mental health support for football club employees, and massive investments has just positioned Wrexham as genuine future Premier League contenders with top 6 ambitions. Here's what I think happens next. Wrexham secure a playoff spot this season, potentially even automatic promotion if they strengthen in January. The racecourse expansion continues, and within 2 years we're watching Premier League football in North Wales. Blake and Saunders aren't dreaming, they're reading the trajectory correctly. This is Wrexham's moment. From Hollywood owners to global documentary to strategic investment to Championship football to Premier League ambitions, it's all coming together. The Red Dragons are building something special, something sustainable, something that honours the community while reaching for the stars. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited or nervous about this investment? Do you believe Wrexham can genuinely challenge for Premier League top 6 one day? Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds!